You sit down to work, your to-do list staring back at you. You know exactly what you need to do. It's important. It matters. But your brain just screams no, and all of a sudden, checking your email for the 10th time, scrolling through your phone, or making another cup of coffee feels like the most urgent task in the world. You're trapped in a cycle of avoidance, a mental prison where the bars are made of your own resistance. The day ends, the hard thing is still undone, and you're just left with a heavy cloak of guilt and frustration. You promise yourself tomorrow will be different, but tomorrow is just a repeat of today. What if the key to breaking this cycle wasn't about more willpower, more discipline, or some new productivity app? What if it wasn't about forcing your mind at all, but understanding it? What if the secret was a simple shift in awareness, inspired by Zen masters, that could help you gently guide your mind to do hard things? Let's explore that wisdom and see if we can finally take control and tackle any challenge. So, before we can fix the problem, we have to understand it. Why does our brain fight us so hard on this? Why does it choose the cheap comfort of distraction over the real satisfaction of accomplishment? Think of your mind as having two parts. One part is the wise adult. It's the part that sets goals, understands the future, and knows what's best for you. The other part is like a spoiled child. It wants what it wants, and it wants it now. It craves comfort, pleasure, and ease. It will do anything to avoid what feels difficult, boring, or uncomfortable. When you sit down to do something hard, that inner child throws a full-on tantrum. It screams, "This is boring, this is hard, let's go do something fun." And because that voice is so loud and demanding, we usually give in. We take the easy path. What's fascinating is that modern psychology is finally catching up to this ancient wisdom, confirming that procrastination is usually an emotion regulation problem, not a time management one. We aren't avoiding the task, we're avoiding the feelings the task creates. Boredom, anxiety, self-doubt, you name it. The Buddhist approach doesn't try to win a war against this inner child with brute force. It teaches us a more skillful way. It shows us how to become the wise, compassionate parent to our own resisting mind. And it all starts with 5 simple ideas. The first idea is the foundation for everything else. It's the practice of mindfulness. Now, when you hear mindfulness, you might picture a monk sitting silently for hours. But right now, let's think of it as one simple, powerful action: the pause. Mindfulness is really just the act of creating a tiny space between a feeling and your reaction to it. When you feel that urge to procrastinate, that powerful magnetic pull towards a distraction, your habit is to just give in instantly. The pause interrupts that. It creates a moment for you to simply notice what's happening. Buddhist teachings show us that by becoming aware of our thoughts and feelings as they pop up, we can observe them without being controlled by them. It's a kind of detached observation. Imagine the urge to procrastinate is a dark cloud passing through the sky of your mind. You can see the cloud. You can acknowledge it's there, but you don't have to become the cloud. You are the sky. This practice teaches us to see our excuses and feelings of resistance for what they are: temporary mental events, not orders we have to obey. So here's the first thing to try. The next time you sit down to do a hard thing and your brain screams no, just pause for 3 seconds. Don't act, don't judge, just notice. Notice the tension in your shoulders. Notice the itch to reach for your phone. Just watch it. This simple act of awareness is you taking your power back. Once you've created that space with the pause, you need a way to actually launch into action. This is where the second secret comes in, a beautifully simple trick known as the 5-second countdown. Now, this specific technique was made popular by the author Mel Robbins, but the principle behind it lines up perfectly with Buddhist encouragement of energetic effort. Your mind is excellent at talking you out of things. Give it a minute, and it will invent a dozen reasons why you should start later. The 5-second rule doesn't give your mind that chance. The moment you notice resistance or feel the urge to delay, you start counting down from 5 to 1. Then you physically move. 5. You're preparing for launch. 4. You're shutting down that inner critic. 3. You're gathering your energy. 2. You're focusing on the very next step. 1. Liftoff. This works because it breaks the habit of hesitation and pulls you into the present moment. More importantly, it uses a core insight. Action generates energy. We live under the illusion that we need to feel motivated to start. The truth is the complete opposite. Motivation doesn't create action. Action creates motivation. Waiting for the right feeling is a trap, but moving forward, even in the smallest way, builds its own momentum. So, the next time you're hesitating, just try it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Open the document, write one sentence, put on one running shoe. The action might feel small, but the shift from doing nothing to doing something is massive. How do we make this easier over time? The third secret is all about the power of ritual and making your practice non-negotiable. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up and have a debate with yourself about whether you have the willpower to do it. You don't check if you're feeling motivated enough. You just do it. It's a non-negotiable part of your day. The decision was made years ago, and now the habit runs on autopilot. We can apply this exact same logic to hard things. A core piece of Buddhist wisdom is to make your daily practice, whether that's meditation or your most important work, as essential as eating or sleeping. Consistency is what unlocks real progress. As you build these new positive patterns, the mental resistance you feel starts to get weaker. This isn't about hoping you have the energy every single day. It's about building a system where you don't need to hope. So here's a challenge. Pick one, just one, hard thing that really matters to you. For the next 7 days, make it a non-negotiable ritual. Set a specific time. No excuses, no debate. You just show up and do it, even if it's only for 5 minutes. You're not trying to get a massive result. You are simply training your brain to show up. You're making the effort a non-negotiable part of your life. This fourth secret goes a little deeper. It asks us to change our entire relationship with difficult feelings. As we've learned, we procrastinate to avoid feeling bad. Our go-to strategy is to run away. But what if instead of running, we just turned around and faced it? Buddhist practice encourages you to meet uncomfortable emotions head-on, instead of trying to escape them through distraction. This is a radical idea. The world tells you to stay positive and avoid negativity. The monk's path says to gently and with real curiosity, look at the very thing you're running from. When that feeling of, I really don't want to do this, comes up, treat it not as an enemy, but as a messenger. Get curious. What does this resistance actually feel like in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? A heat in your face? Instead of fleeing from the sensation, you just observe it. There's profound wisdom here. An important Buddhist teaching is that if you always choose the easy path, if you always give in to the craving for comfort, your future will actually be harder. But if you can learn to endure a little difficulty now, to sit with discomfort without flinching, you build the strength for a much happier and more fulfilling future. You slowly realize that these feelings aren't as powerful as you thought. They show up, they hang around for a bit, and then, if you let them, they pass. By befriending your discomfort, you take away its power over you. The final secret can transform the entire experience of work. It's a concept from Buddhist teachings known as virya, which can be translated as joyful perseverance or enthusiastic effort. So often, we see hard work as a punishment. It's the bitter medicine we have to swallow to get to the reward at the end. We grind, we hustle, we force ourselves through it, all for some future payoff. Virya offers a totally different way. It's the idea of finding satisfaction and even joy in the effort itself. It's about shifting your mindset from, I have to do this, to, I get to do this. I don't have to write this report. I get to sharpen my thinking and organize my ideas. I don't have to go to the gym. I get to build a stronger, healthier body. I don't have to practice this skill. I get to engage in the process of becoming better. This isn't about pretending that hard things are easy. They're not. It's about changing where you find the reward. Instead of only valuing the destination, you learn to value the journey. Cultivating this attitude transforms effort from a burden into a source of growth and energy. You start to appreciate the struggle itself as the very thing that makes you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. We started this journey feeling trapped, like we were fighting a war against our own minds. But the Buddhist teaching shows us that the way out isn't through force, but through wisdom. It's not about more willpower, but more awareness. The solution isn't to silence the part of your brain that wants comfort, it's to acknowledge it with compassion and then gently guide it towards what truly matters. By using the pause to create space, the 5-second rule to start, non-negotiable rituals to build consistency, befriending your discomfort to reduce fear, and finding joy in the effort itself, you completely change your relationship with hard things. You don't need to wait for a bolt of motivation to strike. The power to do what you need to do isn't out there somewhere. It is already inside you, waiting not to be forced, but to be gently unlocked. The journey begins not with a huge leap, but with a single conscious choice, a single pause, a single breath. Start today. Start now. If these 5 ideas resonated with you and you're ready to continue on this journey of understanding your own mind, make sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss our next guide. And I'm genuinely curious, which of these 5 secrets will you try first? The pause, the 5-second liftoff, the non-negotiable ritual, befriending discomfort, or finding the joy in effort? Let me know in the comments below. Reading about your journey is a huge source of inspiration for everyone here.